Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Puckett, and these are my two amazing dogs. That little one there we call Puckett Jr., or PJ for short. And the one he's holding on to, well, that's Mrs. Puckett. We've all been a family for just over a year after I adopted them from different shelters just a couple of months apart in 2020. They're both named after a dog I had for 13 years who passed away last year, who went by the name Mr. Puckett. Soon after he died, I moved to Nashville, and we love it here. We have a couple of close friends. We run upwards of 60 miles a week. And everything we do it together. So I don't seek out much change because we love our day-to-day life so much. I don't look for new friends or new romances. And I'd never even considered adding another dog to the family. About a week before this video, I was on Instagram, looking at cute dog photos from all over the world, when I came across the Nashville Humane Association, which many of you helped me raise almost $10,000 for them just last month. Their social media pages are amazing, full of pictures of homeless dogs getting a second chance at life, and more homeless animals who still needed a hand. But I had never even thought about adding a dog or a cat to the family, even one that needed a lot of help. That was, of course, until I saw Nanu. Nanu was a complete mess of a dog. 15 years old, blind, deaf, arthritic, heart disease, skin infections, hair falling out, and her owner had recently passed away. And their family surrendered the dog to Nashville Humane. I don't think I had ever seen an animal posted on their page that needed so much help, that needed so much love. And I felt helpless. So I decided to contact the Nashville Humane Association to see what I could do to lend a hand. And really all I was thinking was, maybe we could do a fundraiser for him. Maybe I could do a blitz of social media posts to get the word out that this dog needed help. And eventually find someone to take her home. But I went home from work that night and I just could not stop thinking about her. Thinking about who could give her a better home than I could. Who could love her as much as we could? And that's when I contacted Laura, the director of the Nashville Humane Association, who helped me adopt Puckett Jr. And I set up a time with her to come in and meet Nanu. And I still wasn't sure what the heck I was doing. Could we handle a third dog? A third dog that can barely walk? A third dog that loses control of its bladder in the house? A third dog that probably couldn't go on adventures with us and run all over town, couldn't keep up with either dog? I knew we could show it love, but was that enough? By the time the day came for Nanu to meet me, I think I had already made up my mind that she was going to come home and be a pucket. So I made a post on my local neighborhood Facebook page, asking for somebody to bring me to Nashville Humane that day to see the adoption and to also film it for me. And that morning, a complete stranger picked me up in my apartment and brought me to meet Nanu for the first time. Walking into Nashville Humane, I don't think I've ever been so nervous. Knowing that I was taking home a dog that I didn't have any idea what kind of quality of life it had left. But I knew I could love it more than anybody else could.
Pretty nervous. I actually spent all morning.
Yeah, what do you tell us how you're thinking about your
I spent
adoption?
all morning cleaning my apartment because I wanted to make a good first impression on the dog.
Awesome, very important. The blind dog, by the way.
And talking to my dogs and telling them all about what's going on, and they don't know what I'm talking about. So, you can't really prepare a dog for it, or a human, I guess. I mean, I've never even met the dog before, and she's coming home today, so it's a lot of weird feelings for sure. But I'm excited more than anything.
Love that. I'm sure she's excited to meet you too.
Yeah, hopefully.
It worked out. She's just a little love. I'm so glad.
Good things.
I do hospice.
Okay.
So, and I have my own dog is in hospice now, and it's as you have old dogs too. I think you have, right?
I did, yeah. He passed away
passed
at the 15-year-old age last year, so yeah. I think that's one of the things that spoke to me a little bit more about this dog, is it's just the same age, and yeah.
I'd never heard that term before, hospice, which evidently meant providing end-of-life comfort and care to a homeless, terminally ill dog, which is exactly what Nanu was with her heart disease.
Here she is.
Hi. Oh my God. So, can she walk?
She can walk.
She can walk? Okay.
She likes being carried.
I don't blame you, buddy. Today you're a lucky dog.
She's beautiful. She has a beautiful body.
She likes head scratches.
Okay.
Oh, she's adorable.
Here she is. It's a good girl. Hi.
Hi there.
Hi.
You are perfect.
Thank you.
She's gonna fit in just perfectly.
She's a little old woman, and our basic goal with these hospice guys is quality of life. We want them to live in a home, have a great quality of life. Meanwhile, we're not going to do drastics, we're not going to do open heart surgery, anything like that. Right. So, we will rely heavily on the foster family to let us know, like, hey, we're having more bad days than good days, and that sort of thing. Okay. So now we definitely will make medication adjustments. We want her to be as comfortable as possible, but ultimately our goal is her quality of life.
Yeah.
Turn your body around. Forward
Not
motion.
even like from here to the car, will I be picking her up, do you think?
I don't know, she can wander aimlessly.
Okay.
See how far you get.
Thank you so much.
Sure, thank you. Really appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye.
Come on, buddy. Come on. You're doing a good job already. Look at you.
And that was the day I met Nanu. And honestly, it wasn't love at first sight. It was more like empathy at first sight, because I had been where she was, homeless and feeling hopeless for the future. But now we finally have each other. The Pucketts really just kept their distance on day one. They weren't sure what to make of the whole scenario. I think this was the closest either one of them got the entire day. Just a sniff and a back off. And PJ, I think at certain points might have even been a little afraid of her, as you can see from this shot. But they started to calm down as the day wore on, and they saw that it was important that we just make her as comfortable as possible. And I think she slept for over 20 hours that first day. And she deserved it. On day 2, we decided to show her a little bit about what it means to be a Puckett. And we went out for an adventure. Thank God I held on to the stroller I used for PJ when he was too young to run. At first, I think Nanu was a little apprehensive, and maybe even a little bit worried. But we just kept at it, and eventually she was having the time of her life. Now, she may not be able to see or hear, but she can still experience the entire world with us like this, and feel a part of the family. And I think she's starting to realize that everything we do, we're going to do it together. Every day I let her out of the stroller to try to walk just a little bit further than the day before. And we started out pretty short and pretty slow, but we just kept at it every day and added a little bit more. And on the day this video was released, she walked over 6 blocks. It's amazing progress. Now, of all the things I've been proud of her for this week, and all of the amazing things that have happened, there's definitely one that stands out more than any other. One that speaks to her progress more than anything else. And it wasn't her first being happy in the stroller. It's not her walking more blocks every single day and being happy about it, or exploring other places in Nashville. And it's not even the first time she had a bath at home, which she did amazing for. The moment that stands out more than any other was on Sunday, when I had a couple of friends over to meet her. And she was extra social and walked around more than ever until she finally did it. All by herself, she summoned the strength to jump up on my bed and lay down right next to Mrs. Puckett. I wouldn't have thought in a million years she could actually jump up there. And since, she's kind of taken over all the furniture in the house. She not only has the strength and courage to jump up there, but she feels comfortable enough that they are for her. There were still some weird moments between the dogs, both Mrs. Puckett and PJ not sure what was going on or how to react to the new dog. But they kept getting closer and closer together, until eventually, Mrs. Puckett claimed Nanu as one of her own. And I think that's the moment that we became a family. I adopted Nanu from the Humane Association because I felt like I would be doing a good thing, and I could help her. But I never could have guessed just how many lessons she would have taught me in 1 week of being together. She's taught me a lot about patience, especially while out on walks. That I don't always have to go so fast, and sometimes it's nice to stop and smell the flowers. She's taught me that some people and animals take a little bit longer to open up than others, and there's nothing wrong with that. But most importantly, she's taught me that there is no such thing as a lost cause, and that every dog, and that every human deserves to be loved.